What's going on, guys? Sergeant Galaxy, aka Sergeant Galaxia, back with another how to play COD better video. Now, what I am going to be showing you guys today is just a free-for-all match that I had this morning, and one of the reasons why I'm making this video again for, I guess, a part 2 is I was thinking about more ways that you guys could benefit in playing better that normally people simply don't address. So, like in the previous one, I'm going to first break it down for you guys. There's only 3 steps this time because the 5 I mentioned previously were basically all said and done. But first, I'll go over them. So first, choose your sensitivity. Second, how would you rather play? 3, do you have shaky shots? Now, excuse me. First, we will go over the first one, which is choose your sensitivity. A lot of players, when they're playing Call of Duty, or I guess really any game in general, a lot of people simply get confused as to what sensitivity is right for them. A lot of people simply hear that higher sensitivity means that you're a better player. A lot of people think this way because, granted, you have a faster, if you have good reflex time, you can turn around rather quickly, you can aim at enemies a lot faster, and you can do just everything in general a lot faster. But don't don't think that this is always set in stone. For example, for me, it may look like I use a pretty high sensitivity. I actually use the default sensitivity at 3. Now, a lot of people might be thinking, well, why you play well? Why are you using sensitivity 3 sensitivity? And this is my argument. Basically, what I do is I do 2 things. One, I like to prefer my shots to not be able to sway, or if I get too excited in a gunfight, I don't want to be spraying all over the place. I want my shots to be consistent. I want them to be clustered close enough together so my target gets killed, obviously, and it just helps me aim a lot better overall. And probably the second and most important thing that I use is I actually use control freaks. Now, for just I guess a quick rundown on what they are, control freaks are basically a inch extenders for your analog sticks. They're the same exact thing, but they just raise your analog sticks higher. Now, what does this do? These basically make your movements a lot more sensitive. So a good way to think about it is if you use control freaks, picture yourself basically adding +2 to your sensitivity, whatever it is. So I play on 3, so I would assume that having control freaks would add +2, therefore I technically play at 5 sensitivity. So that's where that comes in. So as for the second option, how would you rather play? Now, what do I mean by how would you rather play? Do you Would you rather copy other people's techniques, or would you rather use ones that work for you? This is what I mean by this is if you, for example, get drop shotted a lot, right? Where, if for those of you who don't know, if you get drop shotted, is basically your opponent going prone while they're shooting at you, and I do this quite frequently, like I just did right there. And basically, what this does, it basically throws your opponent off to where they're not aiming just straight at you. They have to aim downward, and that 9 times out of 10 that throws your opponent way off to the point where you can get the easy kill. And it's a lot easier actually to do it in Ghost as opposed to Black Ops 2 or even Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2. It's really easy to drop shot in this. It's basically the same exact thing, but other than that, it's pretty easy. But it basically allows me to get the upper hand if I'm caught off guard or if I need to turn on someone. I basically drop shot. But if you can't do that, if you've tried to do that and you can't, just simply don't. You're gonna throw off your playstyle. You're gonna think about it way too much, and you're gonna die more than it's worth. And you basically, if you want a drop shot, you need it to be natural. You need to make it feel like you've done it a million times over, and I have obviously have done it way too many times to even keep track. But that's what I like to do. I like the drop shot. So if you want your regular button layout to have the knife be the right analog, let it be. It's not bad to have. I guess a lot of people complain about panic knifing. I do a lot because there's a little bit of a commando involved from Modern Warfare 2. But if you need a panic knife, that's one way of, you can either panic knife or drop shot. It's really either or. And I just prefer drop shotting, but people panic knife. So that's the nature of the beast. So the third and final one, do you have shaky shots? Sometimes what I mean by this is if you are getting shot at an enemy, right? Your controller will vibrate. It will vibrate ridiculously to the point where obviously you know where you're getting shot from and a lot of those things. So the thing that I want to mention is I don't have vibration set on my controller. Now, how do you do this? You basically go into your settings and there's this to your system settings, and there is a option for vibration, and you just simply turn it off. That's what I do. What this helps me do, it basically removes that extra factor in me getting shot to the point where I am knowing that my controller is shaking and I don't have to worry about it shaking. And it makes me have a lot more steadier shots when I'm getting shot. It basically makes my gun a lot more steadier because it's physically not shaking out of my hand. I have very steady shots because it's just one less factor I got to worry about. And another thing is if you, well, from what I've experienced since doing this, if you remove the vibration and you're wondering how you're going to be able to react when someone's shooting at you, you will be surprised on how quickly you adapt to it. In fact, you actually become a lot more aware knowing that you don't have vibration because you're relying on a lot more things to help you know that you're getting shot, such as the little red rings when you're getting shot, like on the corner of your screen, to where you know you're getting shot from, and just hearing. You're relying more on your natural responses to things, such as your hearing. I mean, you're eliminating the touch, but you really don't need touch, the sense of touch in this game, and it's just one more thing that you can eliminate. So that's what I do, and like I said, it kind of piggies back to the step two that I mentioned. If it doesn't work for you, simply don't do it. You are obviously being adapted to it, but that's something that I like to do. So yeah, so just going over it again, choose your sensitivity, your own beast. If you want to choose it, and choose it. How would you rather play? Pick something that obviously fits with you and stick with it. Don't try to adapt to other people's stuff. I mean, obviously I'm teaching you how to do it, but just make sure that you're on your person. Do you have shaky shots? If you do, turn off vibration. If you don't, leave it on. It doesn't really matter. But that's it for me, guys. I think I've basically covered up everything that I wanted to that I didn't have a chance to mention in my other video. So if you guys like this, definitely let me know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Definitely check out my Twitch page because this is where I'm getting all my videos from. Everything, all my links to my stuff is located in the description below. So that is it for me, guys. So I will see you, Space Cowboy.